Hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. How you doing? So this video right here, I mean, I guess it's kind of, would you call it old? It's 3 weeks old. With how fast things move right now with the whole Trump administration and everything going on in the world, I don't know if that's old, but I can't pass it up, okay? Anytime we've got a European politician, which she is representing Spain in some fashion. I'm not exactly sure who she is. Spanish politician of the Spanish Socialist Workers' Party, member of the European Parliament. Anyway, she's slamming Trump. Anytime we got a European politician slamming Trump or the trade deal or whatever, that's interesting to me. I need to see it. Europe sacrificed to America. Damn. Damn. Let's see what happened here.
Gracias, Presidenta.
Thank you, Madam President. President von der Leyen. President von der Leyen. Sorry.
I like her earrings.
Terribly sorry. But here it has been made very clear who your main enemy is, Mr. Weber and the European People's Party. You did your best. You did what you could today to try to bring a work programme to us here today for all pro-European forces to rally together behind it. You did your best, but now you can see who is responsible for the European alliance and platform not working in this House. And that...
Oh my God, she's already fired up. She's not even talking about Trump.
Problem...
I'm scared.
...has a name, Manfred Weber and European People's Party.
I don't even know what she's talking about, but she's scary.
Today, we heard you call
angry
for urgency and unity. But the question echoing through the streets of
Ursula's there.
Europe is another one.
Obviously, you know, the architect, or at least the one, you know, at the top responsible for the trade deal between Europe and America.
Where is Europe? Because the urgency and unity which we need cannot come at the expense of ambition or the interests of European citizens. Where was Europe when you signed an unfair deal with Trump? Accepting 15% tariffs without any retaliation is unacceptable. Promising the US hundreds of billions of euros of oil and gas purchases and defence investment without the authority to do so is an abuse of power.
Ooh, I haven't heard that one. Oh, damn, an abuse of power. Wow. I really love seeing politicians. I mean, even I don't even necessarily know the politics of this woman or anyone else, and I wouldn't say I necessarily agree with them all, but just seeing a politician holding other politicians accountable, always great to see. I just love it, you know, and the passion, you can tell it's authentic, which I always support in politics. Authentic, you know, we have too much frauds.
You went to Scotland,
especially over here on this side of the ocean,
to bury...
I'm sure you do too.
...the Draghi and Letta reports and our strategic autonomy under a golf...
Maybe not as many.
Of course.
Not right now.
And our strategic autonomy under a golf course. Let me remind you where you should be investing.
This dude's picking his nose during this. Okay, bro.
Here in Europe, €800 billion a year in common debt to finance the green transition, digital transformation, defence and the social model. Our position is clear. We will amend the agreement. We will demand that US producers comply with the same standards that we require in the Union. Because
that would make sense.
Farmers cannot be the losers in your pact with Trump. And if Trump can...
Yeah, you can't have different standards that make it easier for US, you know, exporters, farmers, whoever, to produce their product and then sell it to Europe when the Europeans are held to a higher standard. I think that's what she's saying. I mean, obviously that's terrible.
Continues his trade war against our digital laws, we must activate the anti-coercion instrument.
Ooh.
Ms. von der Leyen, where is Europe when Gaza is dying every day? More than 600 more than 64,000 Palestinians killed, 2 million displaced.
Okay, we switched subjects.
Homes, hospitals and schools razed to the ground. Famine used as a weapon of war. Children machine-gunned while searching for food.
Wow.
I would have liked...
I've been watching Greta Thunberg with that, what is it, flotilla? That's been interesting. That's happening right now.
Invite Ignaz Bayath here today, a Palestinian child, or one of the families of a Palestinian journalist who has been killed, and those of children killed looking for food, because behind every individual story, Salma, Rahim, Mohammed, the list goes on. There are thousands and thousands of children whose voices we'll never hear again. They died in a massacre perpetrated by the Israeli government. We have waited too long. We heard your proposals. We heard your presentation of proposals that we should withdraw from the agreement. We call for a complete break with the agreement. We welcome those steps, but they come too late. So many lives have been lost. We have to keep up the work. Trump and Netanyahu were talking about building a tourist resort. We need our own.
Oh my God, that was... Oh my God. I forgot about that. Holy shit. I mean, you can't make this shit up. You really can't make it up. I'm gonna have a freaking panic attack over here, guys. You can't make it up. I forgot. Did you see that? He tweeted out some fucking AI video of Gaza as a resort. He's like, hey, look, I'll turn it into a 5-star resort. You're so fucking out of your mind, and you're so goddamn superficial. So superficial. A resort?
An alternative, a Gaza facility, because if Gaza...
Just the idea that he thinks that's what people care about right now. Whether or not Gaza's a resort. So out of touch, so superficial, so stupid.
The soul of Europe dies with Gaza. Stop the genocide in Gaza. Where was Europe? You made announcements about Ukraine.
Like, we need intelligent people working on these problems, right? You know what I mean? And I think you agree with that even no matter what side you're on. We need intelligent people leading these things and the negotiations. Not talking about posting an AI video about how it's going to be a resort.
About what you'll do in relation to Russia.
Talk more about Trump, lady. I'm enjoying the rant about Trump.
What about the 200 billion euro in frozen Russian assets for reconstruction in Ukraine? Where was Europe in the fight against climate change this summer when part of Europe burned? Let us strengthen our commitment to climate neutrality. Mr. Weber, how are we going to have industry, companies, entrepreneurs on a territory which is being devastated by the results of climate change? We need a...
You know, the only difficult thing about that, it's like, obviously, I mean, anybody with a brain is like, you know, in favor of helping the climate and preventing climate change. But the thing about it is it's one of those things where you really need global coordination. You know, you need Asia, you need America, you need Europe and everybody in Europe. Because, you know, if it's just Europe doing it, then it's a twisted and evil thing, but it puts you at a disadvantage because you're being you're investing in these things and then other countries aren't. And, you know, it puts you at a disadvantage. But that's a really difficult thing, you know, to get all the countries in the world to coordinate on something like that.
European affordable housing plan, paid internships for young people, a package of quality jobs, and
I mean, of course, it helps. But also the twisted thing is, if you invest into climate change, into stopping climate change, that benefits the whole world, not just you. So another country, you know, Russia can sit up there and be like, thanks, Europe. You're helping the climate. Thanks. You know, we're undoing what you do, you know, or America or China. Anyway, am I making any goddamn sense? Let's move on.
Achievements for women.
I'm all for stopping climate change.
All these challenges require a budget to match. Ms. von der Leyen, Mr. Weber, to conclude, responsibility does not mean jettisoning our values and interests. Responsibility means not making deals with the far right, not seeking allies in the far right, with those who want to destroy Europe. Social democracy has always been and will always be at the heart of a European project, with responsibility and without in any way abdicating.
I do wish this translator, you know, listening to her be more impassioned, her actual voice would make it all the better. You know, the translator's doing a great job and he's doing his best, but he's obviously not as impassioned.
Taking responsibilities to take decisions.
Peace over war, justice over genocide, climate action over denial, democracy over autocracy, equality over discrimination. That is the Europe our citizens deserve, and that is the Europe we will never give up. Thank you.
Sheesh. Sheesh. That was intense. I enjoyed that. You know, I just enjoy people hearing them speak passionately and authentically about their opinions on something, you know. The U.S. started the Ukraine war to weaken Russia and destroy German industry. That's a hell of a theory. That is a hell of a theory. That's the top-rated comment. Wow, is that a common, like, conspiracy theory? U.S. started the Ukraine war. Okay. Ursula von der Leyen is working for the elite from Europe and America. Man, I feel like people hate her now. Ever since the Trump meeting and the deal. The EU buys expensive, dirty gas from the USA instead of clean, cheap gas from Russia. Why would you want to buy cheap gas from Russia? That would support Russia. Whew. Very contentious day and age we live in. Damn. Okay. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.